Okay, so before I had talked about in the immunity shot video about things being alkaline or acidic. So today I'm going to talk a little bit more about exactly what that is. And I'm going to the prom later, so this is why my hair's like that. Just kidding. Brady, you're going to go with me, right? Anyhow. So what exactly is alkaline? It's the chemistry term is potential of hydrogen, and it tells how acidic or how alkaline something is on the scale. So the belief is that if your body is in a alkaline state, then disease, sickness can't grow there, can't stay there. So, but as we've evolved over the last couple hundred years, our diets have gone from eating mostly plants, few meat, few dairy, to eating mostly processed white sugar. You know, most people go through the day without eating a vegetable, let alone as many as you should be getting. Hardly any fruits, soda, junk, just all of it. So what that does, when your body normally wants to take your blood to 7.4. So the scale goes from 0 to 12. 0 to 7 or 6.9 is acidic. 7 on up is alkaline. Your body, your blood is 7.4, and it will always want to normalize to 7.4. So if you are eating tons and tons of things that are acidic, junk, processed stuff, fast food, soda, your body, in order to normalize your blood to 7.4, it will pull minerals from your bones, from your organs, from your skin, hair, nails, and it needs the calcium, the potassium, magnesium, sodium. All these minerals is what your body needs to bring it back down to 7.4. Whether going too alkaline is rarely a problem. It's usually the acidity is a problem. So what that does, if you're eating a constant diet of all those things and you're not eating vegetables, you're pulling from your bones, you're pulling from your organs. So it's like going to an ATM every day, taking out $200 and never putting anything back. Pretty soon you're going to be broke, unless you're like Oprah. You're going to be broke. So that's basically what you're doing to your body. You're bankrupting your body of minerals that it needs to keep your bones strong, to keep your organs running, to keep your skin, hair, and nails healthy, to keep your whole body running. It needs all that. So, what that does over time, you take one thing out, you disrupt one system, it all comes falling down after, So, what happens if the body's too acidic? It kind of lowers your force field. So this alkaline state is like a force field against sickness, viruses, bacterial infections, and then the bigger things like cancer and bigger sicknesses like that. So what happens is you lower your force field. Then you have stomach issues, whether it's acid reflux or GERD or any other of those kind of things, IBS. You're prone to more headaches, more migraines, you get fatigue, and again, in the infection illness, the list goes on. So, what does that all mean? How do you alkaline? Basically, if you eat anything green, any kind of plant, any kind of vegetable, any kind of fruit, they're very high on the alkaline list. And you can Google all this. There's different lists of foods. It's pretty exhaustive, and there are, some people say one thing's acidic, one thing's not. Basically, everything that's a plant is alkaline. You want to have a balance of 80% alkaline, 20% acidic foods. It's not realistic to say, I'm going to eat 100% alkaline, because, we live in a modern world, and coffee is good, and chocolate is good, and, you can't deprive yourself, because then you'll go nuts. But what that does is reduces the inflammation. So the alkaline kind of acts as a anti-inflammatory towards your body. So it's going to reduce that acid, going to reduce the inflammation. Things that are bad, and the way you test, I test my alkalinity every once in a while. At first, when I first started this, I did it kind of like every day, and then moved to once a week. And I've been eating this way probably for close to 4 years, and it's probably the single best thing I ever did as far as my health goes. I do not get sick. I've called off one time in 6 years, and it was a family emergency. It was not for sickness. I don't get the colds. I don't get the flu. I don't get the lower GI infections that, keep people in the bathroom all day long. And in fact, there's a pretty nasty head cold, chest cold going around where I work. A lot of residents have it. A lot of employees have it. I have people coughing in my face all day long. People, touching their nose and then touching me. People who don't wash their hands. I don't get sick. I don't have a sore throat. I don't have a stuffy nose. I don't have any of that. I mean, now some of that is because I don't eat any dairy, but you can still do an alkaline diet even if you do eat meat and dairy. You just have to make sure that you eat heavy with the fruits and the vegetables. So the way I test my alkalinity is get yourself some handy dandy little cups from probably a restaurant, and I peed in a cup for you, and my urine is pretty clear. You can do it, don't be scared. So you take a test strip, and normally you want to do this your first morning urine, but can't, it's 7 o'clock, you can't have everything. So when I do this, put it in there, and you see that it turns pretty dark right away. In fact, it's really dark because I've been drinking green things all day. So I'm right around 7.5, 7.6, which is good. If your urine is coming out acidic, that means your body is not working to do what it needs to do, and you got a problem. So this is good, meaning that my body's eliminating the toxins and keeping the inflammation down, keeping everything running smooth. You can test your saliva. Your saliva is going to be a little bit more acidic just because you're open to more, you're drinking different things, and your mouth is usually where most bacteria lie. So that's pretty green, actually. So I'm at about a 6.4 with my saliva. Now in the morning, it's a little bit more acidic just because I'm a mouth breather at night. And then one of the worst possible things you can put in your body is soda. Not Coke in general, but soda all across the board. It's basically straight acid. So everybody's worried about the sugar and da-da-da. No, it's not the sugar, and diet's just as bad. It's the acid. So there's a reason why you pour this on battery terminals on your car, because like dissolves like. So acid dissolves acid. So I'm going to test this. And good Lord. So this is basically, it's almost turning red. So if I had a bigger scale, it would be red as the numbers get closer to 0. It's pretty orange. So I'm going to say this starts at 5.5. I'm going to say this is around 4.5. So that's pretty acidic. So basically what you're doing when you pour this into your body is pouring inflammation into your body. And if, most people, this is 8.5 ounces. This is like a swig for most people. So you're drinking a big gulp. You're basically drinking 32 ounces of straight acid going into your body. Another thing that's bad is, as far as acid goes, that people really don't think about is stress. physical stress, mental stress, emotional, that makes your body acidic. So, you know, everybody has hectic lives, hectic work schedules. Do what you can to what you need to do to de-stress your body. Take the toxins out. The artificial dyes, the red dye, blue, yellow dyes that they put in foods, they're terribly toxic and acidic. Artificial sweeteners, terrible. Basically anything not originally found in nature in its original state is acidic. So when it's, oh my god, I almost spilled urine all over the counter. One of the things I eat every morning, and they're really, really alkaline, and they're freaking delicious, is Turkish figs. And I get the dried ones just because they last longer. A regular fig, you know, is kind of like a grape, a big grape. But they're delicious, and I love them. And they're one of the easiest ways to raise your alkalinity. Another super easy way is putting lemon in your water. Even though on the surface lemon is a citric acid, when it's in your body it creates alkaline ash. So this is the easiest way to at least get started. I mean, if you can't do everything, at least do one thing. Eliminate soda, add lemon to your water. Super, super easy. Best thing I've ever done for my health, for my body. I don't have cravings. I don't gain weight. In fact, I struggle to keep weight on because I'm eating so many things. My body doesn't have to fight against itself to come back to a balance. So your body will always want to come back to balance. And as long as you're constantly creating, you know, an uphill battle for it, something has to give. And it's going to be your health. It's going to be your bones. It's going to be your organs. You know, it can only fight so hard for so long. So now that I've given you a chemistry lesson, and you know, I'm sure you're all thoroughly thrilled, but I thought this was important just because a lot of people don't really understand what it is, and it's not all or nothing. You don't have to completely go off of all your good junky food, but it's something to work towards. And if you can do one little step, then once you have that step, do the next step. You know, it's a process, and I didn't do it all overnight, but the more I do it, the better I feel. And when I do eat something that's acidic, now if I were to try to drink this soda, it would probably gag me, and it would feel terrible immediately into my body. So the more you do this, the better it becomes, the better you feel, and you'll reap the benefits, you'll see them, and you'll wonder why you didn't do this sooner. So it's not so much about being vegan, or, you know, you can still have meat, you can still have dairy, but if you get the bulk of your food and nutrition from things that are plants and have a high alkalinity, you'll feel the difference, and people will say, "Oh wow, you never get sick." No, I don't, because, you know, I take care of myself and I work towards it. So now that I've bored you to death, that was my little spiel on that, and I hope you enjoyed it.